All right, so today we had the opportunity to meet with Miss Shannon Morley with PatuxentWellness.com. And we got to discuss a whole gamut of therapies that she has, one of which is a weight loss therapy, which we didn't cover this in the episode, but I think people have lost as much as 100 pounds on these weight loss therapies.
Yeah, we do have a patient that's lost over 100 pounds. Most average between 40 and 60, depending on what their goal is. And it's a once-a-week injectable with limited side effects and really helps to improve other aspects of your health along your journey.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you guys have got to check it out.
Welcome, everybody. We have the privilege this week of meeting Miss Shannon Morley with Patuxent Wellness Center. I got that wrong. I know I
No,
would.
you're good.
That's good.
Patuxent
That's right.
PatuxentWellness.com, Chris.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So tell us about Patuxent Wellness.
Patuxent Wellness has been operating virtually for the last couple of years. We offer several different types of services. We do a medical weight loss program with a couple of different kinds of medications at the forefront, which is a highly successful program. We're doing hormone replacement therapy for both men and women. And then we are expanding in the near future with the opening of our potential location attached to Island Infusion to do a concierge/direct primary care approach and integrating functional medicine into that as well.
Very cool.
Interesting.
This time I have lots of questions about this. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
said it's so diverse. There's a lot. That's a lot going
Something
on, right?
about
It
that
is.
middle seat.
Yeah, is that what it is? You're basically you said primary care kind of stuff. This is real medical facility kind of thing, right?
Yes. I spent most of my nursing career in the emergency department, and we see everybody in their emergent times. It's people who sometimes are taking good care of themselves who may have something, an injury or a trauma, but oftentimes it's people with chronic health needs that are either not able to afford their medication or not compliant with their medication, and for that reason, they are in an emergent state. So my goal was coming into my role as a nurse practitioner to really treat the patient as a whole and see the picture, the big picture when it comes to a patient and what challenges each person may have, and take that into consideration when putting a treatment plan together for you. And then really take it all the way back to Jump Street. Where did your problem originate? What is the root cause of it, which is the foundation of functional medicine, and really address it from a holistic perspective instead of just adding a new medication to your regimen.
So the medical weight loss thing, is that like Ozempic?
So we offer semaglutide from a compounding pharmacy. It's the same raw ingredients that you are getting when you get Ozempic or Wegovy. The Saxenda, Ribellus, those are all big pharma names.
Right.
So I don't prescribe that. It's sometimes difficult for people to get that approved through their insurance.
Right.
And
Because it's
then-
very expensive, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also been shortages. So as a result, the compounding pharmacies are allowed to make it during that shortage time.
Okay.
And I have a pharmacy that I work with directly. I've vetted them before using them for
What
patients.
is a compounding pharmacy?
A compounding pharmacy is somebody that doesn't just get their medications from Big Pharma. They make them in-house themselves.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or they would, locally we have Cyrene, who is a compounding pharmacy.
Yeah.
So you may get a special blend of things there that work good for you. Say you're on 2 different medications and nobody offers it, and you say, could you blend these together and make me a pill? They have the capability of doing that.
I think that's so the future of medicine, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's absolutely the future, because instead of having 30 pills, you might have 2 or 3
Or just one.
or just one, right?
Or just one infusion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
But no, it's interesting. So I keep up with a lot of health and longevity. Like I listen to a lot of health and longevity podcasts, and it seems like especially when it comes like high performing wealthy people, it's a huge topic right now. Health, longevity. How do I live healthier? How can I be more fit? how can I use that to have more energy? I mean, because all that stuff I think transforms into business too. Like if your body is feeling good and in the right place, then you can be the best business person that you can be in those hours, the limited hours that we all have, right?
Yeah.
And so I've heard of people taking Ozempic to lose weight. I have some friends on the West Coast that have done that and had success. And then I've also heard of some other friends of mine doing the hormone therapies. And at first I'm like, you're on steroids, bro. Like, that's it.
Right,
You're just getting some steroids boost. But no, there is some real science there, I guess, that shows that you may be lacking in certain areas. Like for the men, it's easy. It's testosterone, right? So, the guys lack testosterone, and then because you lack that specific hormone, it can have a whole gamut of side effects that are affecting your health and wellness. So, you want to tell us about that, I guess?
Yeah, we operate off of the premise that each patient needs to be optimized. So oftentimes if you were to say to your doctor, I feel like I have low testosterone, could you please check my levels? Do a full hormone panel, and they're like, your levels are normal, it's not that.
Yeah.
Your levels are normal according to the lab core scale, but it may be the low end of normal, and for you are optimized much closer to the higher range.
Right.
So that's what we do, is we find out where each patient's body, mentally, physically, the whole thing all together is optimized better. Do you feel like your brain fog is gone when your testosterone is 400, 600, 700? If you're living down in the low end and you have all of these symptoms, and then we're supplementing your testosterone and they go away, and you're still within that normal range, but now you're sitting at the top end of that, we know that that's where you need to live.
Right.
So let me ask you. So go through it like a typical procedure when someone first comes to you. Are they coming to you and they're like, hey, help me out. I have this problem and I need to figure it out. And then do you order blood work? What do you do? What?
Yeah, so we have a lot of different screening tools that are just questionnaires, and we usually send those to the patient ahead of time so that by the time you come, I already have a pretty good picture of what the issues are and what we need to gear the visit to. Right now, because Patuxent Wellness has been virtual, everything's telehealth.
Right.
So you get the link, it comes to your house. We do a quick consultation. I'm going to order labs, go off, get your labs done. Then once they come back, we regroup. So this is where you're sitting with your lab values. This is what I'm recommending. And then we see where to go from there. Sometimes the programs commingle. So you might have a weight loss program with a hormone replacement therapy patient because there's different things going on. Sometimes weight loss or midsection weight for, 40s and 50-year-old men can be related to a low testosterone. So we may start there because they think, oh, that's the issue. But once we get those numbers, we see that it's not. We may go more towards the medical weight loss program if that is their end goal. So the patient drives it to a certain extent, but then we use all of our knowledge, their labs, their medical history to tie it all into what would be the best treatment for them specifically.
So are some of these things like covered by insurances and things like that, or most of them are or aren't? Or
so if you were seeing your doctor in an office, some of them may be. You may not get the same treatment because the protocols are different. For us, we're cash only. Okay. I choose to stay that way just because it is easier for the patient and I to decide instead of pharmacy saying, oh, this isn't covered. Yeah. Go back to ground zero and figure something new out.
Right.
Yeah. Too much control. And
yeah.
I think that's what people are going to soon realize about our healthcare system is that the healthcare system dictates, what
insurance.
Yeah, insurance dictates what kind of care you get, what kind of medicine you take, whether or not you can do preventative medicine, which is another big thing in the health and longevity world. And I don't know if you're planning on offering any of that, but I literally just a friend of mine gave me a referral this week for a doctor that will do all of the annual preventative scans. So they'll do like full MRI, full body PET scan, full circulatory to really get an idea of what's going on in your body and to find if there's anything wrong. And like in the case of a couple people that he was referred to, one guy found out he had a football-sized tumor in his abdomen that he did not know about. They caught it and took it out. and another guy that his normal doctor had prescribed him, or was trying to prescribe him, high cholesterol medicine to bring his cholesterol down. When he went and saw this other guy, they did the full circulatory, I don't know what these tests are called. I'm kind of ignorant to this stuff, but he did the full circulatory and said, look, you don't have any blockages in your body whatsoever. So, ultimately, you don't need cholesterol medicine right now. Right. It's not a problem. Your cholesterol might be high in your blood, and we can make some changes in diet to try to help with that. But until you're actually generating plaque or blockages, there's no point in us
treating it.
Treating it, right? Which, had you just gone to a normal everyday doctor, they're treating just one aspect, and all of our bodies are different. And it's interesting that, like, in our medical world, this preventative stuff is not available to you. You have to pay out of pocket for it. But if
Absolutely.
you go in and you're having a heart attack, well, then you get an MRI.
Right, well, right. Then,
but at that point, it's like it's too late.
No, it's I don't even want to call it preventative medicine. It's just preventative health.
It's just
right?
medicine.
It's just
It's the way it should be.
What it should be, right? Like you should be able to do those things. And
but I think like I had said in a podcast that you'll see next week, I think that the way that the world is headed is towards the preventative.
I agree.
And towards optimization, towards making sure that all of our bodies are running optimally, like we have all the right hormones, all the right vitamins, that we don't have brain fog. I don't know about you, but that's something that I've suffered from.
Yeah, me too, actually, recently. So
it's just, and I don't know why. It's like I'll start the day and be sharp as a tack, and then as the day goes on, my head gets a little foggy, and I'm still able to operate, but it's just not as quick as normal. And I don't know, maybe that's hormonal.
Well, it's funny, like all these, it is funny how like these homeotherapies are taking hold now, but they're really rooted in real genuine medical things for you. You can there's so many healthy vitamin. Like a great example is I have in my car, believe it or not, I have a candied ginger. That's all it is, just a little candied ginger container, right? Yeah. If I get nauseous, I take a bite of that and it's gone. Yeah. Like I don't care how. So that tells me, there's so many other symptoms.
There's so many
100%.
Holistic
things like that.
Items
and you
out
don't
there.
necessarily need something, maybe a medical treatment for that, but
right.
Well,
the medical industry, we did a whole episode on
I know we did, yeah, we did.
I remember a while back.
I do.
But the medical industry is a huge racket, and ultimately you're taking one thing, and then you got to take 3 other things to counteract that thing.
Yeah, the side effects.
And then all the while you could have just drank green tea every day or something.
By the way, I'm not minimizing what you have or do.
Right, yeah.
No,
I think what I love about
subscribe to exactly these theories.
I love what you're saying is like maybe you don't need this, but maybe this will work better for you. And maybe you don't need that at all, right?
That's exactly right.
And I think that's...
And what's the root cause of why you're feeling the way you're feeling?
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of just giving you a medication to make it go away, figure out why you have it, what's going on, and is there something that is natural that we can give you that would help? Is it a deficiency, or is it just something that, like the ginger, would solve the problem?
I think that, hopefully our healthcare industry gets to a place where you don't just have that primary care physician.
Right.
I kind of equate it to like what we do. Like,
there's a
reason why, like, you have a realtor, you got an appraiser, a title company,
home inspectors.
Yeah, right.
Like,
we don't do all of that stuff for you, right? But
the only reason you go to that heart doctor is because you had a problem, right? Instead of we're going to scan you and figure out what you need, 3 years from now.
Versus like with a home sale, you have to get all that stuff checked out.
Yeah, before you
finalize the sale. So it's just like, I think that, from a health world, hopefully it moves to where like, all right, you've got your board of advisors, your board of health advisors, right? It's like, for us in our businesses, we got a tax attorney, we've got an accountant.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I think that hopefully, and look, for people who are a little more fortunate, I think they already have those resources, which is unfortunate because our system is not built in a way that caters to them.
Yeah.
So,
although I will say that from a primary care perspective, your patients with, your state level insurance, your Medicare, they're not ever questioned, or Medicaid, not Medicare. Medicare is what you get when you're older, right? so Medicaid, whatever the state is that a young person could get because their, socioeconomic status matched.
Right.
That is the best coverage you could ever want.
Really?
They pay for everything.
It's amazing to me.
But you may have, if you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, you may have a $25 copay every time you want to go see a doctor.
Right.
They're not paying.
Well, I love what you're doing, and I think having Patuxent. So people can, on your website, they can see what kind of opportunities you offer and all the things that are there.
Yes.
On PatuxentWellness.com, right?
PatuxentWellness.com. It gives there's a form you can fill out with your name and address, email address, just to say which program you would like more information on. We can send you the screenings that go hand in hand with that, or if it's multiples, you can list those there. And that's just, there's no obligation to that, and we always attach some information regarding the program that you are seeking information about, and whether or not you're a good match for it. We'll review everything, and then we touch base with you. And it's not, oh God, I'm going to be on their email list forever. It's not one of those situations. It's literally just to get information, see if you're interested.
Well, so if you so easy enough. If you're interested in these kinds of things, then just go to the website, check it out, see if it's something that'll work. You think might work for you, right?
PatuxentWellness.com.
Yes.
That's it.
Cool. Well, thanks so much for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Thank you.